All right, AP Macro students, this is a video tutorial to talk you through topic 4.3, which details with something known as the functions of money and the characteristics of money. Okay, functions of money are listed on the left, characteristics of money are listed on the right. Pretty easy to understand. With functions of money, the functions of money describes why money is important and what it's used for. So money can be used for three things. It serves three functions. The first and most important is it serves as a medium of exchange. And here's what I mean by a medium of exchange. You go to buy a car, and the car is priced at $5,000. You give the dealer or the seller $5,000 in money. You're not giving them 5,000 pencils or a barrel of oil. You're giving them money. Money serves as a medium of exchange. When you buy food, you buy clothes, anything you buy in terms of a good or service in our economy and any economy in the world, you're doing it with a currency, with money. You're not doing it with a commodity or using the barter system in ancient times. I mentioned in 1A there, it says barter versus money system. Our economy works in a barter, and our economy today works in a money system. In older times, we used what was known as a barter system, in which you would trade certain goods or services for other goods or services. And the problem that you run into there is that the barter system involves higher costs to trade each thing. So for example, in ancient times, if I wanted to trade certain pelts, animal pelts, for gold or salt, I would have to bring in all of those pelts or all of the salt and use that to trade. Today, you could just take money out of your pocket and it's paid for a good or service. Standard of value or unit of account. Unit of account means to determine the value of something. So again, back to that car example, the car is priced at $5,000. It's priced in terms of money. It's not valued in terms of gold or wheat or oil or pencils. It's valued in terms of money. So when you place a value on something, like your wage, you get a job interview, how much do you want to get paid? Well, I'd like to get paid $12 an hour. Not 12 barrels of oil an hour, $12 an hour. It's a way of determining the value of something, hence the term standard of value. And then the last one, store of value. If you were to take 10 bucks, put it in your wallet, or you leave it at home, 2 years from now, that $10 is still worth $10. And you might be thinking, well, prices go up, though, you're going to have inflation. True, that $10 bill might not be able to buy the same amount of goods and services, but the $10 is still worth $10. Money holds its value. It stores its value over time. $10 is still worth $10. It may not be able to buy the same amount of things, still worth $10, though. And then the ones on the right list what are known as the characteristics of money. So if you were to start your own country, you got a government, you got a population, you got to have a type of currency. That currency has to meet these 6 characteristics. It has to be portable, easily carried around. So our money is very portable. Carry it in your pocket, put it on a debit card. It has to be durable, meaning it can't just fall apart. Our money is pretty durable. It has to be broken into smaller amounts, hence the term divisibility. You can take $1 and break it into 10 dimes, 4 quarters, things like that. It has to be accepted everywhere. It's why our money is widely accepted throughout the world, either in foreign exchange markets or by businesses here. It has to be uniform, meaning each dollar looks the same. Each $5 bill looks the same. Nickels, pennies, they all look the same. It's got to be uniform. It can't be various types. And then limited supply ability. I just put that in there as a joke because of all the other ones. But limited supply has to do with inflation. The government only prints certain amounts of money in certain quantities to maintain the value of it. If the government just started running money off left and right, it would reduce the value of it, so it wouldn't be a store of value anymore, and you would have rampant inflation and problems with the value of the currency. So it's got to be kept in limited supply. All right, so a quick review. Which of the following items would meet the 3 functions of money? You could pause this and try it out. Got a Dwight Schrute reference there in the bottom with bearskins. You never turn your back on bears. Men you have wronged, or the dominant turkey during mating season. Good office reference there, but let's see. The 3 functions of money. You would have personal checks. $1 bill, and a $100 bill. Those would be the 3 items listed there out of the 10 that would meet the 3 functions of money. You might be wondering, okay, what about a credit card? Well, a credit card does not hold value, and a credit card is a loan. Technically, it is not money. A credit card is a loan from the bank that you have to pay back. It differs from a debit card because a debit card is your own money. When you use a credit card, that's not yours. That's the bank's money that you have to repay. So technically, that is not money that you own. So it would not meet one of the functions, or the 3 functions of money. This has to do with what's known as the M1 and M2 money supply. When the Federal Reserve, our nation's central bank, measures how much money is in the economy, and if you wanted to look that up, you know what? Hang with me a second here. Sorry for the... You want to look at what the M1 money supply is, how much money is in the economy right now. This is a cool graph that comes from the St. Louis Federal Reserve Bank. And so right now, this is in billions of dollars. So we have just over $4 billion dollars in M1 money. This is as of March 2nd, so it's got to be updated a little bit. You can see that that amount of money has increased, especially since the 2008 recession. And later on in this unit, we'll talk about the implications of that and what the effect that should have on inflation and on our macroeconomy. All right, so going back. The M1 money supply essentially deals with liquid assets. Liquid assets. So remember, liquid assets are things that could easily be converted into cash or can be used to pay for goods and services. So that's your dollars, your nickels, your dimes, your quarters. Demand deposits. Again, you got to remember what demand deposits are. Those are your debit cards and checking accounts. Deposits that you can get back whenever you demand it. And what are known as traveler's checks. Those are kind of outdated. They're still counted. But before debit cards were around, if you were traveling to a foreign country, you could get a traveler's check. It's essentially insurance on the money that you carry overseas. M2 is your M1 money supply plus non-liquid assets. So that's your savings accounts, money market shares, and small-time denomination deposits. What a money market share is essentially it's a higher savings account. It's a savings account that requires a higher balance but pays a higher interest rate. And a denomination deposit is a savings account that's put in there for a specific time period. Again, all 3 of these are savings accounts. They're non-liquid assets because you can't take a savings account booklet and go and pay for a Happy Meal at McDonald's with it. You have to convert it into cash. You have to cash it out. So M2 is M1 plus M2. A lot of students forget that, which is why I put M1 here a little bigger than the rest of the font. M1 plus these things equals M2. See if you can figure this out. See if you can determine if this was the total money in the economy. See if you can determine M1 and then M2. Here's your answer. M1 would be your checks and currency, essentially your liquid assets, so $2,500. M2 would be $10,500 because it's $2,500 plus these things right here, the $8,000 in deposits, small-time denomination deposits, and money market funds. All right, when you're finished with this, try out the topic 4.3 practice in AP Classroom and hit me up if you got questions. Hope everybody's doing well.